All right, we should be live. Let's see, y'all. Do a little refresh. Oh, mute that. Yeah, yeah. What's up, Hunter? Hunter, did you message me on um Battlefield last night? I didn't see that until I got off. I think that was you. Because me and KGM finished. I got off and then I seen the message. I was like, oh crap. But yeah, we need I got the parts in for the Typhon. Gotta fix that. I gotta put a new ESC in and a new servo because the ESC in here is shorting out and sending the complete 6S voltage to my servos and blowing them up. So what's up, buddy? So we're gonna fix that. But before I do that, let me get a garbage bag in my garbage bucket because I want to clear up some of this before I start ripping this apart. But yeah, I finally got the parts. Where did I put those actually? Here they are. So I just ended up getting just a stock regular Spectrum servo. I wasn't buying another reach for it because I've already blew up two because of the bad ESC. Um, and it's an old ESC, so and then I got the newer version of the 6S Spectrum ESCs. I'm a big fan of these actually. They're in the new Creighton EXP I have and the Notorious 6S, and these ESCs actually feel really, really good. So I'm just gonna toss one of these in there. And then for the lifted infraction, I actually got a new front shock tower. If you guys watched that video on how I lifted it, the one hole is a little off because I kind of went in on an angle. So the one tire is not sitting as low as I want. There's not enough metal anymore for me to re-drill it. So what I'm going to do is pull that front shock tower off, score the one good hole, drill it on my drill press, and then flip it over because this is symmetrical and do the same thing. So they're perfectly the same on both sides. I'm going to do that off camera though. Enjoyed the e-review footage. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was a fun little, just like I said, nothing too crazy. It was just a fun little run. God, really? Oh, here's the monster now. Oscar, you don't grab that tire. No. But yeah, I'm telling you, the e-revo is definitely an underrated RC car. I think it's fun as hell to run. I actually, in that video, when I was telling you how I had to figure out a different way to mount the ESC, I figured it out. I actually had an old bent Savage frame. It was all tweaked. So what I did was cut a chunk of that out and then drilled holes to put screws in it to hold it where the original ESC is mounted. And then I put that ESC, the new ESC, on top of that metal plate, so it's nice and flat and should be good now. Because pretty much that entire run, that ESC was just flopping around in there. Yeah, just let me get some of this junk out of here. I need to do some organization before I start doing anything else again. Because I'll start to work on something and then I just leave stuff out. And then we'll get to fixing this in Typhon. I need to still test run the lift infraction. I'm going to do that before I put the new shock tower on. Boom. Okay. So we should be kind of set. I still have stuff everywhere, but I'm not going to do that all on camera right now. But we got the ESC here and the servo. Need both. Put this in here. Out of the way. Got all my man. I need to organize again, man. I literally just did it like a month ago. Got my Allen's ready. Turn that clutch down a little bit. But yeah, we should be good now. Let me swap cameras. Maybe we'll start with the head mounted or the top one and then go from there. Because I still have this third one over here I can use too. All right. Yep. So this ESC is actually the stock one that came out of my infraction when I upgraded that to 8S. And honestly, it did well in this buggy for a while. I just think over time, this thing was absolutely set at the pit a few times and all those chassis slaps and stuff. I know the ESCs finally went and it's starting to short out my servos. So we're gonna take out this ESC. I'm gonna cut these wires off and I like to keep these. Um, yeah, it should be pretty simple. And then we got to reroute the new servo wire into the box over there where the receiver is. Give it a bunch of those little dudes. But yeah, I ended up just getting a stock servo for now. Should be fine. All right, so this is probably a 2. And I know I glued that down. What are you guys getting into this weekend? Anything interesting? Fun? That might be the issue right there. Some bare wire right there might be shorting out. Play BF6? Yeah, dude. I've been playing the crap out of that. Well, not that much, but a decent amount. I think I just hit 40 hours yesterday. I just been because I work until 8 o'clock at night, so not much to do past then. So I'll clock out and play a couple hours. Come on. Ow. Let's go. There we go. Then we gotta take the receiver box top off, unplug the ESC, clean this up a little bit, stick the new one down. Again, I'm actually a big fan of these newer ones. Um, they feel so good. Um, they're not censored, but they're like borderline. Like they're real smooth, man. Went through the joint. Yeah, I seen your message after I got off last night. Once I closed the game, I seen the message pop up because I think I had those silenced for when I'm playing a game. Because I used to stream on Twitch, and people would obviously know my username. I'd get a bunch of messages as I was playing, so I turned the notifications off while the game was open. this out of here. Take a look at the new ESC. Should be the same dimensions and whatnot. Hunter, how old are you? Just curious. I'm sure I asked you this before. Yeah, don't need that. Who needs manuals? Oh, it comes with double-sided tape. Hell yeah. And boom, there she is. Solid. It's not color coded anymore, but it should be self-explanatory. A B C A B C. Uh, there's actually a Y on here for if you want to run a motor fan, which is nice because I have a motor fan on here, and this should line right back up. It does. Yeah, it should be pretty easy. What did I just drop? If you ain't there's nothing, what you ain't. Yeah, nobody said anything. I don't understand. We're not going to give it away, but my past few videos, nobody said anything. I'm disappointed. You guys aren't watching to the very, very end. Very, very end. Which I don't blame you, but all right, let's unplug this ESC. KGM, what are you up to? You want to join? Did you get a bunch of candy last night? Wait on concrete to set. Gotcha. 30. That's what I thought. I thought you were about my age. I'm a little older than you, but I thought we were pretty close. Oh, I forgot this has that like 12 channel um 12 channel Noble receiver in here. I totally forgot that was in here. Overkill, but it's all I had at the time. So before I forget, the gray wire goes that way. Right. Let's pull this wire right here. Boom. Yeah. I know it's weird. I smell everything, but you can smell the burnt electronics. That's why my servos kept shorting out. And it might have something to do with that bare wire right there. But like I said, I'm just gonna cut the button off, cut this off. Probably cut these leads off with the bullet connectors and these. I like to keep these around because you never know. Kurtz, what's up, buddy? Let's try this third camera. Let's see if this is a better angle for you guys. Working on better angles and whatnot. Let's see, y'all. We can angle that down. If this goes up, I can just drop this down just a smidge. Because I got the 3 cameras, so you can do the ugly mug. I dressed up for you guys today. The bench and the third camera. What's up, Bob? I just want to make sure I'm caught up on chat. All right. Now I just gotta clean this off and mount a new ESC. Came with mounting tape, and then plug that in. While we're in here, we gotta take out the servo, which I'll probably do without the ESC in there, just so I have room. It sucks too because this is a reef servo, and I probably could have been like a jerk and had it warranted through reefs, but it's not the servo's fault. It was the ESC's fault, and I'm not about that. So everybody getting into. I know KJN said he's waiting for concrete to set. Uh, I know someone else said they're playing Battlefield 6. A lot of high-end ESCs you can put into voltage output to your servos because of servo failure. Almost sometimes need to run a capacitor. Yeah, well, the stock ones have capacitors and stuff on them, but the ESC is just starting to go. So it was sending all 6S power to the servo and blowing them up. And again, this servo's, I mean, this ESC's been through hell, so I'm not going to hold it accountable. It's has countless packs through it and countless ridiculous landing to flats at the pit and stuff. So she deserves to be retired. Just sucks that this reef servo is shot now. It sucks a lot. What if they sell rebuild kits for this? But it being shorted like that, it had to be like all the internals, so there's really no point. It sucks. That's such a good servo. Let me get my handy dandy fancy dustbuster attachment I made. Wait until you guys see this. So this has been working like a charm. Like all that dirt that's down in there, I take this hose and I put it into my dustbuster all the way up in there. And then to make a seal, I take this shrink wrap and put it over the tip like that. And then I can turn on the dustbuster and suck up all that dirt down there without taking it all apart. And that works like a freaking charm. It looks really stupid, but dude, I don't have to take it all apart to get all that dirt out of there. And like, look, all the dirt's out. It was covered in dirt down there. Should have showed you it before. Works like a charm though. You're waiting for a concrete truck? Hell yeah. Oscar, stop eating random stuff off the garage floor. All right, let's put in this new servo before the ESC's in because that would be a pain to work around. Where's my handy dandy long ass needle noses? These are like super nice to have. These were like $15 and I use them all the time. Don't want to pinch the wire and twist it and break it already. Can I get this in there without? Yeah. Come on. Don't pinch the wire. There we go. And these ESCs, Bob, too, you can adjust voltage to the servos, but they like I said, it was just um shorting out. So put these little rubber nubs on here. Should I put these on before I put this in there? One. The back end's the worst part because the wire's keeping it in there, but we'll make it fit. There we go. Ow. Two. Gotta be three. Yeah, dude. But I'm telling you, when you drop stuff super far down and you can't quite grab it, super convenient. I use them more than I thought I would too. And their name brand, which is crazy. Let's go on this side, maybe. Again, I'm still working on angles and stuff. Come on. What are you getting? What do you need the concrete truck for? Spike. Are you like doing a job or is it for your house? That one's on backwards. It's gonna drive me nuts, but we're gonna send it. And this is the roller TLR, but it's running the same motor and ESC that the RTR version comes with. But I pre-ordered this when it first came out, and it came out as a roller. So I ended up putting the infraction electronics in there. And dude, it's a beast, dude. This if you guys don't have one, it's definitely worth looking into. I can't say for the regular version, but the TLR version is an absolute tank. I did eventually finally bend the chassis, and then of course I went with M2C. But even before that, dude, it's absolute tank. But the M2C stuff on there was a little heavy, but they have the shock kit for this, and I tested it without the shock kit just to see how it handled, and you can tell that it was heavier weight and didn't handle quite the same. And then I used the included shock kit for the piston set that M2C makes for these, and it literally just set it back to stock. So it handles exactly the same now. I was actually blown away how much different it handled with the stock shocks with the M2C stuff on there, and then just swapping out the piston to the M2C pistons huge, like literally set it back. So now it's tougher and still handles the same. You had the RTR and your flying machine? Hell yeah, dude. Because I know they have oh, wrong one. I know they have the like the regular typhon and then the TLR tune one. The TLR tune one has more options for like shock placement and stuff. And the geometry is a little different. Absolute tank. Or in a friend's patio, been in a concrete biz for 40 years. Damn, dude. Hell yeah. Nothing wrong with that. swap to here. That way my hands aren't covering everything. I'm just starting these by hand just because. John D, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, this buggy's nuts though. It flies like a buggy, obviously, because it is a buggy. And it can fly real flat and everything. But this is like the first buggy I had that can do backflips. So it's awesome. It really is a good buggy. It's a sleeper basher for sure. Because obviously it's set up for racing, but I'm doing good, bud. Same old, wrenching. And then I've been addicted to Battlefield at the moment, Battlefield 6. Beautiful. All right, now I can clean this off, run the ESC wire in, plug these bad boys in, um, center everything up, put the servo horn back on. She should be good to go. I have like one good tire on this still. The other ones are on the lifted infraction I made. I did the fishing line trick to keep them from exploding. Hopefully, I need to test out the lifted infraction and see how that does, and it should be pretty solid. And then I have a new front shock tower for that because I want to relocate or fix the one hole. The one hole's a little off, so it the one tire is not the same as the other. It's driving me nuts. So I'm gonna do that, but after the first test run, it might pull to the one side because the one tire's a little off. But you're right. Escape of this junk. Anybody doing anything RC related this weekend? Oh, I found another spot near my house. Too, I want to take the mega crate out there. I need to build a smaller ramp too, so I can because it's like an 8-minute ride in my side by side to get there, and it's a cool little spot. But I want to bring a little ramp with me because it goes down a ways. And I kind of want to launch off that little ramp into the pit. It's going to be a pretty decent launch. I just need to make a little like kicker ramp though, and make it diesel so it can handle like the mega crate and stuff. So it's going to be a little ramp, but be able to hold my fat ass. You know what I mean? Because that mega Creighton coming at Mock Jesus is gonna it's gonna hit that thing pretty hard. You do as much RC as possible, nothing wrong with that, dude, hell yeah. What are you planning on running this weekend? So we're gonna take some of my favorite stuff on the planet, brake clean, find the little cuts on my fingers, and then we're gonna hold this on here. And that actually helps dissolve that up a little bit. Gonna run the Lozy 5T12S. Hell yeah, dude. What 12S setup do you have in there? You have the Max 4 or is it a castle system or what? Yeah, see, it's starting to eat that up and it'll start just taking this stuff right off. Because this gets screwed down too, but I also like to use some double-sided tape just for extra holding potential. Because some of these hits this thing takes is pretty good. And you see how much easier it's just coming off now? I buy brake clean by the case off of Amazon. To Max 5. Oh, okay. I have a Max 4 in the Mega Creighton, but the saver took it down. The servo saver? What saver? I have that because I have it in my Mega Creighton and I have it in my DBXL that I converted to 12S. That thing's an absolute freaking tank. 12S is just a whole different animal. The servo saver, yeah. I run my Creighton 4S almost daily. Dude, there's nothing wrong with that, dude. That's sick. Those little 4S rigs are definitely good grab and go, toss in your car or truck. Can kind of run them anywhere. Yeah, I have a an Outcast 4S. That's the first V2, not the V2.5 when they added the center diff, which I'm kind of mad about. I might just add a center diff to mine. But that slipper works good, but yeah, the 4S rigs are a lot of fun. Yeah, you see how much it's taken off now? So I let it soak on a rag and hold it there for a few minutes or a few seconds, and then scrape it off with a screwdriver, and then this little bit pretty much comes right off. Want to make sure we get a good place to mount this ESC. Just a little bit of nuggets on there still. Good enough for me. I need a pick to get. I have some gunk in the screw holes. Beautiful. Yeah, the 2.5 Creighton and Outcast. Dude, that's sick. Like I said, I have to look to see what it takes to add a center diff to my 4S Outcast. I would really like to add a center diff, but I don't know if I have to swap the whole chassis or what. I don't know. If you guys know, let me know. I really don't know what it takes to do all that to that. But the 4S Outcast, they're it's fun as hell. I'm sure the Creighton is too. And this is going to mount like so. And we plug her in. We should be good to go. Just the diff and the module housing. That's all. All right, cool. Do some looking after this. A Mega XRT. I don't know how you would go about that. It being plastic and all. Not saying it's weak by any means. It's just how would you extend it? Because the Mega Creighton and Outcast Mega is extend it like a half inch or an inch in the front. I don't know how they would go about doing it. The people that could do it is MTC for sure. It's just I don't know how they would go about that. Like I said, it being plastic and all. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking crap. I love my XRT. Which the next thing after this is gonna be all fixed, I need to get the parts for the XRT to rebuild that. But that's like 200 something bucks for everything. So I gotta wait. Because I need tires. I'm gonna get a stock motor mount, and I think that's it. But the tires are where all the money comes in. It's the hardest part of anything. About any electronics is pulling this thing off. Make sure the holes are lined up. Before I go pushing on that, let me just make sure the holes are lined up. That one is. Let's try this other side. Sorry, you can see my big ass head in the way, but I gotta make sure this is lined up. Oh yeah, perfect. Make sure she's seated good. I lifted the servo and put an actual servo in it. Nice. That's sick, dude. I should be testing lifted infraction today. Okay. Where's my DDM needs to come back out with this handle. The handle their bits come with now is okay, but this OG handle is way better. All right, getting down to the nitty gritty now. Let's see. We'll plug in the fan, and then we'll go A to A, B to B, C to C. The DDM OG is definitely better, way better. Yeah, their new handle I'm not a big fan of. I'm about due to order a new set of hex drivers too, or like their bits. Some are starting to get worn out, which is just over time. They're not like the highest end, but like the options you get and for the price, I'd rather buy them every few years. You know what I mean? They've been clutch in a lot of, but like the smaller ones tend to round out pretty quick. Like this one, I don't know if you can even see, it's starting to slip. And then if you ever break one, I use it as a punch now. So I have like one or two that the tips broke off. I use them as a punch. Okay, that's there. And then this bad boy goes like, yeah. Oh, power button. Should probably mount that too, huh? I like how they actually have like you actually screw this down, which is pretty cool. I mean, a real servo saver, 3S and 4S servo savers. Are you are you grade, toy grade? Our toy grade, yeah. Boom. Yeah, it's crazy. I was watching some of my old videos last night. Every once in a while, I like to watch them and like just reminisce, kind of look. Dude, I was looking at my old shed. I don't know how I made that work in 10 by 10 shed. The amount of stuff I had in there and stuff. I was like, how the hell did I fit all that? Spin her around this way. Let's get this new ESC and servo plugged in. So this is a servo. This is ESC. ESC should be channel 2. I should know this by now. But I always second guess myself and I always mess it up. Should be channel 2 though, I think. You would think all the times I've done this, I'd remember, but I'm not a smart man. Where's my pick? Sorry about my biggest head in the way, but I gotta trying to fish this through. There we go. One, two, turn, two, to burn. What? Black Friday double up. Yeah, that's I'll wait, but I definitely need to get another set. So what I'm gonna do is let this sit like that loose and then plug this in, and then I'm gonna pull it a zip tie around it. It should be good. It shouldn't get caught in the center shaft. Sorry, again, my biggest head's in the way. I gotta look. No, I don't think I have carts. Yeah, your old show was 10 gallons in a 5-gallon bucket. Yeah, dude. And KGM was been there in person, dude. And he's like, wow. I was like, yeah. But hey, it worked, dude. I got a lot of subs out of there, man, and had a lot of fun. Spent a lot of time in that shed. It's where it all started, dude. All the lives and all that stuff. Okay, so that should be good. Let me grab I think I have a 4S pack here charged. Just to center everything up and see how everything works. I need this. Where's that jumper at? Where's the old ESC? There it is. Oh, hell, yeah, I never heard that before. And like I said, you would think I would know it by now, and I do, but I always second guess myself and always do it backwards, but whatever. All right, leave that. Let me grab my Noble. My Noble. let's see here. We're gonna go to models, select TLR typhon. There it is. That should be good there. I might have to rebind this. I think I update. Did I update this after? I don't remember. Let me make sure the steering is zeroed out. And power it up. Okay. No, no, no. The monster came. No, monster. You thought it was go time. I agree with you, Kurtz, and I got this years ago. And I've used it at the pit to climb up hills and stuff. I don't know if you guys can see how dirty and beat up it is, but dude, it's never skipped a beat, dude. I actually want to get another one and just leave it off to the side for if this ever breaks. I might get the upgrade. They have a newer version of this one, holds more, better screen and stuff, but I can't complain. And the receivers are cheap ish compared to other brands. I think this is better than that new fancy Spectrum that came out. I think it looks kind of cheap. Um, this thing is a tank, absolute beast, and it holds a charge forever. Dude. I think I charged this maybe 7, 8 times since I had it, and it's been years. Let me center all this up. Come on. Hopefully this is a 25. I think it is. Where's the suburb box? Ah, it's 23. Shit. I think I have one. Hold on. Let's turn this off for now. Do whatever you want, Oscar. No. I have I need a 23. That's a 25. Uh Actually I can go to camera 3. So you guys can see the mess I need to clean up still. I really need to stop. I need to burn some boxes this weekend. That's what happens though when I start working on stuff. My new headset for gaming need to burn. Let's see. So wrong ones. You were 23. 5. I know I got them. I just gotta find them. Ooh, what are you? That's a 25. It's really gonna suck if I don't have a servo horn. No, no, no. Why would they make it a 23 tube? It's so weird. Uh, and yet I have to have it. I have so many little parts. Wait. You might have to run plastic maybe, or U-23. It doesn't say, we can try it. Wait, I think I have an adapter. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh no, this makes it coarser thread. Dang. I have to have one. There's no way I don't have a 23 teeth. You would think that would come with a servo horn. That's a 25. I have so many 25s. That's a 25. It's a big ass metal one for that 1/5 scale servo I have. Man, this sucks. I like how other servos come with a servo horn. Yeah. Another 25. Dude, the amount of 25 I have is nuts. There's servo horns in here. I don't know if this is 23. I gotta check. It is plastic though, but I think that might be all I have for now. What is in this actually? Because I have this mini servo in here, never opened. This is a Salbach servo too. It's small. It's gonna be too small. Take it easy, Spike. I gotta. I know I have to have one. It's a Reeves. It's gonna be 25. Those are all 25. Dude, that sucks. I know I have to have one somewhere. All the shit I have. especially because I took the old servo out. No, it was a roller, so it always had a 25 in it. That sucks. And this one's probably nope. Damn it, dude. That sucks. What kind of servo doesn't come with a horn? I should just want reefs again. Who does 23? Everybody does 25. Let's see. What's in here? I wonder if this servo still works. Are you at 23 though? Yeah, it has to be a 23. It's not fitting. The thing that sucks the most is I know I have to have one. All the shit I have, there has to be one here. Well, that sucks. But at least it works. Everything's plugged in. I gotta I gotta find a servo horn. A 23 tooth. I have to have one somewhere. I'll just have to keep looking. But we can button this up at least. Get this all closed up. Yeah, 23 came all the stock ones. The thing is, this was a roller, so I've always just ran a 25 spline. So, and all my other ones still have the stock servos in there. So it's not like I have a stock servo somewhere with a horn. I had to have one somewhere. I'll do some looking after the live. Let's button this up. It's just like you can even toss a plastic one in here. Come on. I call bullshit. That didn't even cross my mind when I ordered the parts either. I was just kind of like, oh, let me get the parts I need for the typhon, and then it didn't even cross my mind about the servo horn. Where is the top to this? Man, I need to clean up my bench. Is that what fell earlier? Maybe. Uh, no, the jumper's what fell. Really? This always happens when I'm live too. I can wrench all day, not during a live, and not lose anything. Where is the damn receiver box top? because the screws are here. Oh, right next to me. Literally, look. You guys can see it in the frame. Nobody can say nothing. Nobody can say nothing. Literally right in front of my face because we're watching. Yeah, literally right here. Ugh. But at least we got most of it done. Like I said, I have to have a 23 tooth servo horn somewhere. I might even have an old servo laying around with it on there. It could be in one of the parts bins I have, countless parts bins I have. He told me it was there. Start this by hand a little bit. But I'm excited to get this thing back out. This thing's an absolute tank. It does have the hot racing front and rear bulkheads. Um, I snapped one of those when it was stock. I only replaced the rear, but when I changed the chassis over, I to M2C, I put it on the front as well. But like I said, even bone stock, this thing's an absolute tank, dude. So don't let that fool you. Make sure nothing's getting pinched. This has actually been really good too. This is the Crescent 20 volt, and it had the light on the front is actually really nice to have, and it has a clutch in it. It's been super handy, actually. It's got handy little magnets here to hold your bits. Not a sponsor. I wish that'd be cool as shit. Speaking of that, I got a. If you guys watch the side by side videos, that what's it called? That's toolbox thing I got, the seat covers, the um windshield and stuff. They're sending me out a speaker to review for them, which is actually going to be pretty cool. I'm curious to see how good that speaker is. It mounts on the inside. Go figure. I do mostly RC content, and a side by side company is what's wants to send me stuff. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's funny. But their stuff's been actually really good. I've actually, like I said, I refuse to take anything unless I can say what I want, and they're like, "Yeah, just make a video." I'm like, "Okay," and I haven't had any issues, man. It's legit. Their stuff is actually really, really good. They asked me to be an ambassador. So if you guys ever order anything from them, use my link when I get it. Let's see. It's not like I make a bunch of money off of it, but anything helps. Let's see. Oh man, this is driving me nuts. I have to have one of those horns. I have to. What's the Revos run? Are those 23 tooth or spline? I have to do some looking. I have to have one somewhere. Let's move this camera out of the way. Maybe find a better way to route this so it's easily movable. But yeah, she's all fixed. She's ready to go besides the servo horn. I wish I would have thought about that before, but live and learn, dude. What are you gonna do? And then this should go. I'm gonna have to do something about this wire right here. But I can't do that until I figure out I have to look. I have to. I have to have one. But yeah, she's done pretty much. Just a servo horn and she's good to go. I'm pumped to get this back out. This thing's an absolute beast. Why is my lighting so weird? That's a little better. I need to get like a light here to light me up. But yeah, I figured I'd dress fancy for you guys today. Got my Hoyt archery. Love that. Love my bow. Overalls. It was a little chilly this morning, and I love overalls. I'm not wearing them ironically. I'm wearing them because I like overalls. I've worn them for years. But let me get my little screw jug unscrewed off the bottom of the shelf. So this is like random screws and stuff in here, and I have those everywhere else as well. But I was looking in there for a servo horn. Oh, I'm gonna need one of these for the servo horn. Uh, cross that bridge when I get to it. Do that back up. Yeah, I have that actually mounted. If you guys notice next to the TV, that jar is right there. And I just screwed the lid to the top and I just screwed it up. And when I want something, I just unscrew it, take it down, just so it's not sitting on the bench. Don't mind the mess. I know I got to organize. A little behind the scenes. That's what I see when I talk to you guys. I ended up getting this TV when my buddy Brian and Chris came. It's like 65-inch, I think. Made a huge difference. I used to have that little tiny ass TV, but I got the streaming stuff there and then YouTube open here so I can see you guys. And then everything's streaming from OBS on the bottom there. And then all three of my cameras run to a box behind my laptop, and one wire plugs into my laptop. And I got my Stream Deck down there. So my Stream Deck, I can hit the buttons and change cameras and stuff, and everything goes to that one box. And then even the HDMI, my Ethernet port, because I have wired internet out here, all go to that one box, and that one wire controls all that stuff. Pretty sick, right? Pretty cool setup. It's fair I showed you guys since you're hanging out. Only a 65. Dude, I couldn't pass it up. It was on sale at Walmart for 45 bucks. It's like an on, but like it's 4K and stuff. It was 450 bucks. I was like, shit, that's perfect for the garage. I don't need I don't need OLED and all this shit. Like this is perfect for out in the shop. Max, when you coming back, bro? We had all these grand plans. You're like, I'm gonna come back and we're gonna hang out and we're gonna and you just never showed up. Damn, bro. Thought we were buddies. Well, kid, I know you're a real adult with like a family and stuff. No, I get it though. Like I said, you're a real adult. You have family and a business and shit to do. Real adulting sounds horrible, but I have to have a 23 2. This is going to drive me nuts all day. When this live ends, I'm just going to start looking. Like I said, I got to see. I think the Revos might run a 23. If they run a 23, I'll just take one off of a Revo. You've been thinking about that a lot. Yeah, dude. I told you, you're always walking, dude. Always. I need to. I really need to organize my bench. This is atrocious right now. When I end this, that's what I'm gonna do, and then look for a servo horn. I have to have one. Have to. But yeah, I think that was a pretty solid live. I haven't done like a wrenching live in a while. I know it's a little over an hour, but I don't care for a wrenching live. We're wrenching, we got shit to do. I'm tired of it. I want to be a kid again. For not $45, $450. But it was like I said, 65-inch, 4K. Because I was using that little ass one for my shed for a while, and it way over there. Every time I'd talk to you guys, I had to do one of these. So it's like the perfect size for here. And I could be over there working on the tractor and have something playing and actually see it. The old TV, I couldn't see anything. And I know first world problems, but oh yeah, it was a killer deal, dude. Like I said, it's not like the highest spec or anything, but I'm not gaming on it or editing or nothing. It's a garage TV. I don't need to be the fanciest thing. Works great though. Knock on wood. No issue. It lives out here, obviously. It's not like I carry this in every night. But yeah, we're winding down. I think we're gonna end it soon. I have these two random dude, I got shit everywhere. I really need to like just take an organization day. I need to get all I'm gonna take those little drawers where you guys see me looking for a servo horn in there. I'm gonna take those all out and kind of organize them in like so I'm not going through each one trying to find shit. Random screws and stuff will end up in that jar. I just need to do like a solid organization day. Venom, what's up, buddy? We're actually winding down, bud. We just finished fixing the typhon. Had to put a new ESC and servo in, and of course, I don't have a servo horn, a 23 tooth. All the ones I have are 25, which sucks. I didn't even think about that. Have you guys seen the Lowe's mini buckets? Yeah, dude, I have actually. I see someone using it as a coffee cup, and he would just take the lid off and drink in his truck and put the lid back on. I kind of want one. Those mini buckets, those are cool as hell. It's like, when they sell around Christmas time, the mini toolboxes, they're adorable. It's bothering you. It is. Mitch, you should come help me organize, bro. I'll buy the beer. I got so much stuff. I gotta organize, but I have to I'm sure I have one just sitting somewhere. Sounds perfect. Yeah, dude. We'll blast some music and just get a little tuned up and then get sidetracked like 6 times and just go play with RC cars and then come back and be like, "Oh, yeah, this is what we were doing." Set a pic to where's my phone? There it is. Oh, speaking of, I need to charge my phone. Shit. Dude, those are sick. The mini tits. I really want the bucket. So this is what Metz is talking about. There's like the mini Lowe's bucket, and then make sure none of your information's in here. That one has a name on it. I'm not gonna show that one. That one has a name. But that was the bucket. And then there's like the mini totes that they make. You have like 10 buckets? Yeah, dude. I just want one because it's cute. You get your plane ticket? Yeah, dude, come on down. Want some fun. And again, my bad, Hunter. Like I said, I have notifications turned off when I'm playing Battlefield, so I did not see that until probably around 12 when I got off, and I seen the message pop up because that's when they load because I have them turned off every time I go to Lowe's. I haven't seen them at my Lowe's. I need to go get little mini buckets. They're adorable. And I always miss the Harbor Freight free bucket sales. I'm like, son of a bitch, because I want my free bucket from Harbor Freight. But yeah, I think we're gonna end it there, man. It's been a good live. It was good wrenching on camera again. I haven't done that in a minute. the next the next thing we I want to fix is the XRT. It's not necessarily broken, but I want to set it back to stock. Um just motor wise and motor mount wise. And I need tires for it, but the tires are so expensive. So I don't know when that's gonna happen, but hopefully sometime in the near future. But yeah, Hunter, hit me up if you see me on later. Hit me up again. Do you have Discord? Because that's how me and KGM talk while we play Battlefield. And just so you know, I curse a lot when I play video games. So, but yeah, we're gonna end it like we always do. Man, this is good wrenching live. I need to break something so we can wrench again. I appreciate that, man. I want to get the Chevron tires. I don't even think I've ever seen those. I'm gonna keep the stock tires on there. Yeah, it's cross-platform. KGM plays on PS5. I play on PC like a real gamer. And if you have Xbox, you can play on Xbox. It's all cross-platform. I think Hunter plays on PS5. I think, but yeah, I'm a real gamer. I play on PC from the X Monster. Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah, Xbox. Yeah, but yeah, we can all play together. We can have a whole squad then finally, because it's always me and KGM, and we either get two really good dudes or two people that don't know what they're doing, and then we can't communicate and we lose. So it's fun though. Battlefield's back, bud. Get to download it today. I just don't have a headset. How are we gonna talk, bro? There should be an option to connect a Bluetooth to it. I haven't done that on Xbox. So I don't know. Battlefield's a whole different monster, dude. Can't even compare. You can't compare. It's complete. That's why I hate when people are like Battlefield is better than Call of Duty. No, they're just different games. Battlefield, you have to work as a team. You need an engineer, a medic, recon, and I forget what the other one is right now. And you guys have to work together, like taking out tanks. And the jets that fly over aren't like computer. They're dudes in jets that are bombing you and stuff. Like it's rough. Like you have to work together or you're gonna lose every game. It's a lot of fun though. So I like Battlefield. Call of Duty's fun, I guess, but I'm kind of over the super arcadey stuff. And don't get me wrong, I hate when people call Battlefield a mil sim. It's not. Like I can blow up a tank with a torch. That's not mil sim. That's just a game. So you fly jets. I hope you're good at it because we need a good pilot. KGM's been working on the anti-air tank, and he's been just keeping people out of the air. I've been engineer, so I've been running a tank, fixing tanks, and just capturing points with the P90 and just decimating people. So yeah, we need two more people for sure to fill out our squad. But having a good pilot's key, dude. And people are always like, "Oh, you're KD and blah blah blah." The only time your KD matters in that game is when you're playing like team deathmatch or something. When you're playing conquest and stuff, the real battlefield, it's not about your KD. It's about like how many tanks did you take out, how much damage did you do to tanks, how many revives did you have. Like nobody cares about that. You got to work your position. You know, each thing means something. You could be recon. Hey, dude, either way. Because recon's key too, because you get in a good spot. We can spawn on you, capture points, you can cover us. Like it's cool, man. Especially when you get intense with like a good group, dude. God, I love Battlefield. So good. I'm so good. I'm so glad it's a good Battlefield now again. Sorry, nerd now. We're gonna end it there. We're gonna end it like we always do. Wherever you are in the world, have a good morning, afternoon, or night. And catch you guys soon. Let me go run this lifted infraction and see how she handles. And yeah, catch you guys soon.